On Thursday, attorney at law Mayo Robertson, on behalf of his client Eslyn David, filed a notice of motion in the Court of Appeal barring Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowenfield from submitting his report to the Commission, which was due the same day, and Chairman of the Elections Commission Justice Claudette Singh, retired, from making any declaration of the 2020 general and regional elections. The attorney, in an interview via social media, sought to clarify the reason for the motion and spoke a little about his client.
The Chief Election Officer prepare a report in accordance with Section 96 of the Representation of the People Act. Requires that report to contain valid votes only. Now, our position is that the language of the statute is clear because the statute does say valid votes.
Here's what he had to say about his client.
Ms. David is a Georgetown resident. She was a voter here in District 4. And like most Guyanese, she has been anxiously awaiting the results. I believe she has an above average, I should say, interest in politics, because talking to her, I was surprised at how well informed she was about where things stand.
Mr. Robertson went on to state his interpretation of valid votes.
A vote that cannot be substantiated by appropriate legal documentation is ipso facto an invalid vote. And we also believe, for instance, a vote by an imposter, somebody who presents himself pretending to be somebody else, cannot be considered a valid vote. And we also believe a vote by somebody who is ineligible, let's say a 16-year-old casts a ballot, that certainly cannot be a valid vote. So,
Attorney Robertson also stated what he is expecting of the court regarding the notice of motion filed.
We want the court to make it very clear that the Chief Election Officer, who is bound by the order setting up the recount, and that order incorporates Section 96 of the Representation of the People Act, that the Chief Election Officer is bound to tabulate only valid votes in preparing his report to the Commission, from which the Commission would then make a declaration as to who is the winning presidential candidate.
The lawyer, in conclusion, stated what his client, Eslyn David, would like Guyanese to know regarding the notice of motion.
My client would like the public to know that it serves the interests of all Guyanese to have our law clarified with respect to these issues. I don't believe there is any Guyanese who would want to have a government in power that is not legitimately elected, or that is put in place on the basis of votes that could not be validated.
Reporting for HGP Nightly News, Wendell Badrie.